Because we would always say, we're going to go entertain Dave's clients. And so that night we drove a couple hours. We were living in Virginia at the time. We took a couple out to dinner, lovely couple, just one of Dave's best clients, a multimillionaire in the industry. I jokingly told him about my day while we were having dinner, you know, what that perfect day was like, and we all had a big laugh. Everyone laughed at Dave. He wanted me to get the job. A couple weeks after that dinner, I got a phone call from that gentleman. He said, Pam, I just discovered an opportunity where you can work spare time, part-time, on your own, and you can make unlimited income. And it sounded totally insane to me. He said, you can go to a meeting about 20 minutes away from you on Tuesday night at a college like this, sit in a classroom, and they're going to tell you about that opportunity. And so I said, well, what is it? And he said, well, I can't tell you anything. I want you to hear it from start to finish. I don't want to blow it. He said, I just heard about it myself. I actually thought it was such a great opportunity. I joined. And I'm like, joined? What does that mean? See, I'd never been approached about anything like that before in my life. It sounded completely weird to me. Did any of you invite guests here today that did not come? Who? Let's see who invited guests. All right, let me ask you this. Are they texting you, telling you they're on their way? Anybody still got somebody texting? Yeah. You got a seat for them too, don't you? Yeah, they're not coming. Do you kind of feel that they're not coming? Yeah. And what's their excuse?
She was painting.
She's painting? So she's going to come in with paint on her. Yes. So if she comes in, we'll come over and get a selfie. So wave me down because I get caught up in myself, okay? Well, you know why they do that? Because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They just don't want to hurt your feelings. So they say, oh, I'm coming. And with no intention whatsoever of coming. So I told him, I said, Tony, I'll be there Tuesday night, 7 o'clock.
Because I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Wednesday morning, the phone rings, and he says, hey, what'd you think? And I said, about what? I had already forgotten. I had already forgotten about that opportunity meeting. He said, you know what, Pam, that is okay, because guess what? They're going to be there next Tuesday and the Tuesday after that. I'm going to call you and remind you on Monday, and then I'll call Wednesday to see what you thought. And I'm like, I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go to this. He's going to call me every week. See, I thought it was like a circus that came in and out. In and out opportunity. If you didn't go then, forget it. You were never allowed in. So I went and I said, Dave, oh my gosh, honey, you're going to have to go with me. You know, this is your client. Let's make it date night. Let's go out to dinner. You know, let's get a sitter. Let's go out to dinner. It's across town. We never get out that way. There's a great restaurant that we love there. So let's just you know, show up and do that. Listen to this 1 hour opportunity. And so the next Tuesday, that's what we did. We showed up. I walked into the classroom. Almost every seat was filled, all men. I was the only woman. And I'm like, this might be fun. Am I the only smart woman in town that showed up? Or am I the opposite of that and I'm in this room? Now the guy up front doing the presentation, he was on fire. He was passionate. He was jumping around. He was like a jumping bean. He was so excited about the opportunity. He had an old-fashioned flip chart. You know, one of those big ones that you flip through? I think 1994. Some of you were not born, but think 1994. And so he starts going through the opportunity, and I'm just sitting there with my arms crossed, you know, thinking about what I'm going to have for dinner. Thinking about, hope the sitter bathes the kids and puts them to bed and finishes their homework for them. So I don't have to do anything in the morning. These are all my thoughts that are going through my mind. I'm hungry, my stomach is growling. And I go from sitting without any interest at all until I heard something that he said. He talked about residual income. Residual income. Do y'all know what that is? Well, I knew what that was. See, he was up there in the front on that flip chart going, now if you get a few, who get a few, who get a few, and everybody purchases just a little bit, you can make a lot with that. If you get a few friends who get a few friends, and people are getting customers and new friends to join, you can start to make a lot with that residual income. And I thought about the service contracts on those IBM computers. See, they were renewed annually. They did not give us commissions on those service contracts, and I would ask them for it. I would sell it. Why can't I get a commission? And it could be renewed annually. See, I sold a computer. That was it. I earned a commission one time, and then I started over the very next day. You know, we had a board at the end of the hallway, and our names were on that board, all the salespeople, and they would tally daily up our sales. Now, it's painful if you've got nothing by your name. So I was very competitive. You know, if they had a fountain pen, I was going to win it. If there was a trip, it's like, get out of my way. That trip is mine. That's how competitive I was. And so I'm sitting there with arms crossed, barely paying attention. He gets to the page on residual income, and then he says one more thing. We will help you. I'm like, you will help us. And I raised my hand at that point. Nobody had asked this question, and I'm going like this, and I'm saying, oh. He goes, yes. I said, you will help me. Why will you help me? Well, we get paid to help you. The more we help you, the more everyone benefits. And see, I had never been exposed to that. See, I couldn't go out of town hardly, leave my territory for fear somebody would come in and take over. It was very competitive selling that equipment. I was not used to even management helping, much less somebody there saying, we will help you. We all grow together, one team, one mission. I mean, my mind is starting to race. And you know, when you got your juices flowing like that and you've got that focus and I'm listening to everything he's saying, I could just feel somebody staring at me. Can you tell when somebody's staring at you? And I looked over and it's Big Daddy. And he's like this. Oh, no. She likes this. I am never going to ever see her again. Because he knew how competitive I was. See, if I said I was going to do something, I did it. I mean, flat out, the job was done. Anybody else like that? Like if you join, if you say you're going to do something, you're that person that they seek out at church. You know, you're that homeroom mother that they want running that field day. And see, that's what I was. They had to put in a new cupcake law because of me. I'm like, I'm making the biggest badass cupcakes for Kate's school ever. And they had to make a ruling they couldn't be the size of a cake. They had to be a cupcake. And so that's just the way I am, and I love being that way. I've been that way all of my life, in a good-natured way. Dave and I went out to dinner. All I could talk about was that opportunity. That's all I could think about. I went to bed that night. My mind was just, I had never heard of a business model like that. I did not know that it existed. So the next day, after hardly sleeping at all, and I don't think I've slept since, and this was July 1994, I went to the library. Because we didn't have Google, Yahoo, we didn't have all the web stuff. And I went to the library and I checked out books on network marketing, direct sales. I wanted to know if it was a viable business. What's this business model? I've never heard of. You mean if I get a few who get a few and I can be independent, do this on my own? Does this really, really work? Is it legal? These are all the things that were going through my mind. So I read some books on it, and in September of that year, after Tony calling me all the time, hey, are you going to join? Are you going to join? I'm doing my due diligence. Really what I was doing is playing through the rest of the summer, and the kids were going to start back in school, and I thought, well, maybe then I'll join that opportunity. Well, September rolled around, and I decided I'm in. Paid the money, took money out of our savings account that we really didn't have to spare. It was quite a bit, nothing like $99, a lot more than that. And I jumped all in, except for one thing. I did nothing for 6 months. Nothing. I did not tell one single person that I was a distributor for that company. I did not ask one single person to be a customer. I did not ask one single person to be a distributor. I started, the day I joined, a fear set in me like I'd never had before. A fear of what will people think? What will my neighbors think? What will my friends think? What will my parents think? What will they think? What if I get a question I can't answer? Will I have the help that I need? Paralyzing fear. I mean, heart palpitating. Every day, I would wake up thinking about it, paralyzed, not being able to do anything about it. I tried to forget it, and then Dave would bring it up. My sponsor would call, when are you going to get started? I don't know what came over me. I don't know why I was thinking these thoughts. I tried to analyze it. I couldn't figure it out. Is there anyone in the room that feels that right now? Would be honest and feels that right now? There's a lot of you. I'm hoping that you hear something today. First of all, I hope that you open up your heart and allow yourselves to dream again. And I'm hoping that you hear something today that will get you up and out the door and not live in fear for in another moment. Because what I realized later on, after the 6 months and the calls coming through, and going to a meeting like this, Tony never gave up on me. He would keep